you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to represent the women of Metropolitan Province of Harare and one of the war veterans of the armed struggle that brought about independence of this country and has been blessed to be in this house 46 years after independence to witness this historic milestone of our revolution. I do have a message from the women that I represent. I quote, very quote, amendment bill number 3, takapedza nazvo. Kuparliament ikoko musanotambe nebhiri iroro. Budai makaripedza nokuti takarimirira. Thank you. I close the court. Mr. Speaker say, you cannot stop the wheel of history from turning the way it wants to go. Help number 3 is the revolutionary wheel, which is turning according to the will of Zimbabwean people, exhibited by the overwhelming support of CAB 3 during consultative phase of where we went for consultations. Therefore, it is unstoppable. Therefore, let me categorically and clearly present in a clear, structured and patriotic manner the democratic wisdom underpinning the proposed constitutional amendment bill before this House. The reforms we deliberate today are not a diminution of the people of people's voice, but a refinement, a structural evolution designed to mend the fractures that have for too long defined our body politic. Our president has always told us, even our visionary leaders of the liberation of Zimbabwe, they educated us that the struggle for freedom is not a singular event, but a continuous revolution. The architecture of our nation building requires deliberate strategies executed across distinct phases of the revolution. Therefore, Amendment Bill number 3 is a genesis of yet another phase of revolution known as the economic war of liberation, and it has its own strategies to meet the desired goals. Militarily would say, usage of terrain and terrain features. This terrain of economic war of liberation has its own goals and strategies. CAB 3 is one of such strategies. Mr. Speaker, let me hasten to say, CAB 3 is not a new phenomenon on our revolutionary blueprint. It is a phase of a revolution which we are expecting at its rightful time, and the time is now. Therefore, we fully support this clause, amendment number 3, with reservation on issues where we talk about the Gender Commission, which I will deliberate on later in my presentation. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, our revolution has undergone various phases of revolution, beginning with the first Chimrenga, Yanambuya Nehanda, Chareka, Sanasekuru Kagui, the Ndebele spiritual leader, Mlilo, the unwielding Mukwati, Chief Mashonganyika, and the brave Indoba of Matebeledent, laid their lives and their blood-watered seed as they resisted the people that were fighting. And then that established the foundation of the first, the foundation of the second revolution. This is what we call the armed struggle. Yakatanga nekuti vanambuya nehanda vanga vaita chimwe chinhu. The armed struggle, where I for one participated, the armed struggle had its own strategies and goals. The gallant sons and daughters of this soil took up arms to fight successfully against colonial rule, which brought about independence and the freedom that we enjoy, including sitting in this sovereign parliament, Yatakagara nas. This phase, Mr. Speaker, has its own strategies and goals. Different from the first Chimrenga, it is during this phase where we were made to understand that the liberation struggle is not an end to itself, but a precursor to other revolutions to come. Hence, Upon the advent of independence, it was yet another revolution phase which needed to be dealt with, and it had its own goal and strategies. Madam Speaker, we find ourselves in yet another phase of the revolution. Amendment Bill number 3, Woye. The letter and the spirit of our Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 is not a new phenomenon on our revolutionary blueprint. It is the phase designed to move the gains of the liberation struggle and spearhead with vigor the economic war of liberation. It requires different type of weapons to fight this war. CAP 3 is one of such weapons to fight and win this war. CAP 3 is directed towards the achievement of economic emancipation and the realization of Vision 2030, the creation of a prosperous upper middle class society by 2030. As His Excellency the President has consistently reminded us, political independence without economic emancipation is incomplete. Therefore, CAP 3 is an institutional mechanism to secure our economic destiny for current and future generations. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, to touch on a few fundamental points in CAP 3. The election of the President by Parliament. The architecture of this proposal preserves the sanity of individual ballot while neutralizing the toxic zero-sum tension of winner-takes-all politics. The President is not selected by the abstract elite, but the member of Parliament, the custodian of a community's destiny. This Parliament election model mandates negotiation, bridges ideological chasm, and structurally enforces coalition building. The result is a head of state who emerges not as a triumphant gladiator representing a narrow faction, but as a pre-negotiated symbol of a broader national collusion in the spirit of our liberation struggle. It ensures our leadership reflects the consensus of a collective, diverse humanity, healing the fractured consciousness of our nation. On the issue of a term extension, Madam Speaker, the economic industrial war of liberation requires continuity under the guidance of a tried and tested protagonist.
Honorable Chikwinya, you are left with 2 minutes.
Thank you. Yes. Like our president, who has positively changed the face of Zimbabwe in the agricultural sector, health sector, transport sector, energy sector, mining sector, among others, in a very short space of time. We have also seen the positive impact of his mantra, Zimbabwe is a friend to all and enemy to none, and other policies that he has put in place. The results we are seeing it at domestic, regional and international level. Hence, term extension from 5 years to 7 years is a very much welcome development which we embrace fully without reservation. The Zimbabwe electoral, lastly, Madam Speaker, the Zimbabwe Electoral Delimitation Commission, Mr. Speaker, having the Electoral Delimitation Commission is another yet welcome development. It will focus on the fundamental area consent, which grants equal suffrage, a cornerstone of our liberation, where every citizen's voice carries weight. In the interest of time, Madam Speaker, the issue of gender commission, please, Madam Speaker, don't throw women under the bus. As you would know, the Zimbabwean black woman was at the lowest ebb of any structure at colonial level. Firstly, it was the white man. Second, it was the white woman. Thirdly, it was the black man. And at the last end of the ladder, it was the black woman. Even if you had the same qualifications at the same job, you'd find that the black man will earn the high salary. Second would be the white woman. Thirdly will be the black man. And lastly will be the white woman. We still have lots of things to be done. From that area, we would say Gender Commission must stay so that we continue to move in that dimension. I put the matter to rest, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chikwinya.